Yeah, hello, greetings to everyone. Greetings to everyone. Welcome to Cat Ninjas. So, as usual, we are doing the DILR every day around 2ish in the afternoon and Quant at 10 p.m. in the night. So, glad to be here. Join me. Let's have a quick check at the audio and the video. All is working fine. So, if somebody could confirm from the other end, it would be great. Yep. Let's have a quick check on the audio and the video. I hope everything is working fine out here. All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Join me in. Join me in as we discuss some of the concepts of uh, classic concepts that appeared in CAT and various other entrance exams, especially to start with CAT. Some of the important logic study that we are trying to do, the must know kind of logics. So, because there are certain things, certain phrases that people can misunderstand, and certain techniques that they may not be aware of, so which might be pretty detrimental. So, from that perspective, we are having this classic course where we talk about the impactful and some of the most important topics, important logics from the DILR. That's been the objective of this CAT Ninjas classic study on DI and LR. All right. Uh, Welcome Raga, welcome Prashant, welcome Cop Top Reviews. May I know your name? What is this Cop Top Reviews? Interesting. So you might have some name as well. So you can put your name out there. So that would be easy for me to address you at times if required in between the lecture. Hi Jaydeep. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Great. Okay. So here we go. So before I start, quickly about the background. So I am Belvi Srinivas and I worked in various capacities with different organizations in the past 14 years, that's since 2007. And over the period of time, over those years, I developed expertise in how to train students on QA, DI, and LR verticals. And whenever I took the CAT, I always scored in excess of 99 percentile. Also, I took some other exams, and there also I did fairly well. And if you'd like to reach out to me and have a conversation or, in fact, a counseling with me, you can use this Telegram ID for the time being. Looks pretty cumbersome for the moment, yes, but then you can note it down, and but you may have to tag me out there because I may not be the only educator on that forum. There could be few other educators as well, right? So that's a quick background out there. So about how to interface. And as usual, as we continue our journey, welcome, Keval, welcome. Yeah. As we do, so I will also again give the reflection time of about 3 to 4 minutes, about 3 or 4 minutes, whatever the time that is kind of required. So during that time, so when you read with pin object. What you read already, you read one to understand. I give the same instructions, pretty standard ones, but some of you may be joining new, so therefore you might have to understand what is that we do in this reflection time, right? So one is to, of course, the understand. The second one is to remember or retain the information as well. You may have to retain some of the highlights because everything cannot be revisited again and again. There is nothing wrong in revisiting, but no need to revisit time and again, because if you retain, that's when you can actually mix up the things and then make a fair understanding of it. Okay, again, when you are reading, please read critically, my friends, because I started understanding that a lot of you don't read the information critically, in the sense like probably some of you are reading the information pretty superficially. So therefore you are not getting into the deeper insights of it. Even while doing the questions, sometimes I complete the set. When I come to the questions, when you are answering, some of you get the wrong answers because you are not reading it critically. Sometimes kind of you are trying to read it more casually or more informally. I'm not sure how to call it. So, but then I want to bring in this critical aspect in reading, right? So that's very important in logic. Otherwise, there may be chances that the simple sentences we might misunderstand, and that could be disastrous in the entire logic. Fair enough, that's one. So while you are reading, third thing I want to do is read the questions as well. That sets the author's expectation, that helps you to understand the author's expectations, because at times, so most of us don't have the habit of reading the questions. Yes, already in a CAT-like paper or any technical paper, you will have the interface like this. The graphs can be here or the information can be here. You find the first question here, but there is a next button and there is a previous button. It's a good, wise idea. So once you decided to do this particular set, You can always click on those particular questions. Click on next, next, and next. Go to second question, go to third question. So if not all 5 questions, already if not all 6 questions. Last year we had 2 types of sets, right? Sets with 4 questions and sets with 6 questions. Now the point is, if it is a set with 6 questions, should I be reading all 6 questions? Not necessarily. Randomly read about 3 questions. Even in a 4 set, you want to read all 4 of them or you want to read all 3 of them, doesn't matter. But you may have to read at least about 3 questions. That's a good ballpark figure. So if you read about 3 of them, it sets an expectation. Okay, this is what author is trying to expect. These are theta questions, or these are the MCQ questions, or the questions are talking about maxima minima. What is that all that we are trying to talk about? It will give that particular sense all right, as you start to organize the data. Once you do this, after doing this, that's when you got to go on to organize the data. While organizing the data, most important and the critical part is how do you start organizing the data. Of course, after doing all this, we have to organize the data. Most of us don't start it right, and this is what we are trying to learn here. What is the objective of the lecture? It's about, hey, understanding certain critical aspects, and then how do we start? There are classic ways of dealing with the things. How do we start those things is what we are trying to understand. Now keep your pen ready, keep your paper ready. Let's keep the pens, pencils, or whatever, and then keep the book. Let's keep these things ready. All right, now don't sit on the bed or don't be sitting on the sofa, relaxed manner. No, it's not a relax. You have to intensely work with this particular set. You keep the tools and sit in the appropriate position and try to work through. All right, use that time. That is when this will make complete discussion would make sense. Right attitude will definitely help in learning, because time is precious. All right, once you did it, you did it. We have to move on to the next one. That's important. It's not that, okay, I do this video again, I come back and do this video time and again. That's not the right way of utilizing the time. We did it, we have to move to the next level. All right, the idea is to grow from one level to another level. Grow, it is not being in the same level all the time. Right, that's what I firmly believe in. So show the right attitude and we will get started there. All right, welcome Sakshi, welcome. So here we go, your time starts. I'm opening the set. Anybody, any questions at this point in time? Prashant, Jaideep, Keval, Sakshi, anything to be asked at this point in time? All good to start? Give a quick confirmation. Let's get started. All good? Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Punyashlok. I would rather call you as Mr. Mahapatra. That's easier. That's a very popular surname. From Orissa, right? Mahapatras are from Orissa, if I'm not wrong. Yep. Great. All right. So here we go. Let's get started. Let's get started. Yeah, before I start, probably, all right, I will take this time to quickly make these announcements, then I will start, because in between we don't have to break that flow, right? In that case. Okay, so Unacademy offers 2 kinds of subscriptions. One is the Plus and the other one is the Iconic. Iconic is more to do with the personalized mentoring. Plus is more to do with the structured courses, right? You will also find me on the Plus courses very soon. And we will be doing some of the, right at the depth of the CAT level questions. We are doing here the intermediate level. Yes, we also learn to do some of the most difficult levels as well. So that we will explore when we are trying to do on the Plus platform, right? Yeah. And Iconic is more personalized. Plus also, the small groups, the batches, very structured learning. That's what it nurtures. So when you are on the Plus, solid, now these are the subscriptions available: 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months. And whatever the subscriptions that you are looking at, or downloading some app here and there on the Unacademy platform, use this code, use Belvi 100. So you will solid, now you don't get 100% discount if you're taking any subscription, because it's Belvi 100. You still get 10% discount on any of these subscription fees. Right. Similarly, Iconic subscription for a year and 2-year Iconic subscriptions. So you can use the same code. And because it has a lot of one-to-one mentoring, so the prices appear to be premium, but it is worth it if you're looking for CAT 22 kind of prep. Fair enough. That's there it is. So here comes your set, and this is your time. Yeah, here we go. I'll give sufficient time. So all of you use your pen and book. First, read completely. As I told you, read completely. Don't be in a hurry to organize the data. Read, and then if you get time, then you can go on to organize the data. Otherwise, read it several times, maybe 1 or 2 times you read, so that you understand the criticality of the set. Then we'll come back and attack it together. Okay. All right. So if I give a little more time, some of you will be able to close it. It's not very difficult one either. But there are a couple of points that we may have to keep it in mind in order to get our complete accuracy right. Okay. So, okay, I'll not wait for you to finish and put some answers there, or don't be in a hurry to put some answers there. That's not the whole idea there. So have we understood it completely, and what are the critical parameters out here? Let's try and see. These are called very cryptic sets. What happens is very short. The opposite of this also is there, right? Opposite of this, where there will be 11, 12, 13, 14 conditions kind of. We should know both. We should know both, because do I get a cryptic set this year? Don't I get a cryptic set this year? We have no idea. Absolutely no idea. So keeping that in mind, cryptic sets may come, cryptic sets may not come, very short and sweet kind of sets, but that will be intense with one or two important logic out there. Let's try and explore that. Okay, it's a kind of a cryptic set. In cryptic set, what happens is by the time you look at the question, if it all starts with if all starts with if it all starts with if, which means what? You cannot freeze this arrangement. Freeze is not possible. Can I freeze this arrangement? You can't. Because if you can freeze this arrangement, why there are ifs and buts? Right? Why every question is starting with ifs and buts? If the questions are simply starting with ifs and buts, which means you can't freeze this arrangement, you will somewhere have to leave it at the midway down the line, in the sense, okay, you will get a basic framework. All you get is what? You get a framework. Once you get this framework, for every question there will be certain additional information which comes in. You would be able to complete that framework with the additional information. That is what the idea. That's where I said that, hey, read the question. It will immediately tell the story about the nature of the question. Since you read the questions, you will understand that even if there are two or three questions which starts with if, that is what it means to us, right? So here in this case, this is a typical, this is a cat set itself. It's a cat set as it is. So just that names I have changed. Names of the snakes, I made it little more real. They gave some Vayu, Jala, Agni, all that stuff. I just brought it the right names here, there. Otherwise, nothing, no change in this. Same, the words are ditto as it is, only except the names of the snakes I changed. Nothing else I kind of changed. Okay, so coming to this, so if you kind of look at this, so what we need to understand is you get a frame, but you will not be able to freeze the elements under that frame. So the frame is what you got to make it. Framework, you have to get it right. You will not be able to freeze it. You will freeze based on the question, because every question starts with if, which implies that every question is giving an additional information, and with that information you will be able to freeze this particular, or you will be able to freeze the elements under the frame versus freeze. That's what we are talking about, right? Get the frame. All right, that's what, whenever you see the if, you need to quickly understand that frame is all I'm going to get. Freeze is not. I'm not. Freeze is something which is not possible, right? Okay, freeze is generally not a cat type at all. In today's world, will I be able to freeze the entire arrangement and do it? I have not seen it in the recent past. In the recent past, cat is not giving the sets which you can freeze. No, cat only gives the set where you get the framework, broader framework, and then based on the questions you may be able to freeze or you may not be able to freeze as well. All right. Okay, great. Let's get started on this note. So we kind of understood the background. If you understand this, say, where are some of the critical, let's say, all right, organizing the data. I would have rather organized it something like this. Okay. Yeah. Gulaf Shah. All right. Nice name. Gulaf Shah. Welcome. Welcome. Doesn't matter. All right. Now every lecture in LRDI is independent. You can join in any time, but do it from the beginning. That would have made a lot of sense. Doesn't matter. So now it's still the right time you joined. So if somebody is joining after this, probably it's better to go back and then start the discussion from the beginning. Coming here, all right. So coming here, baskets. Basket diameter 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450. Fair enough. What did I do? I said that, hey, I have five baskets. I have these five baskets, and I have these five snakes, solid five snakes of the same length. Author also said that each of which is equal to the length of the snake. I've read L means snake length 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450. All right, I kind of mapped it because there is a diameter of the basket is also 200, 250, 300, these kind of, now these many centimeters, and coming to the length of the snake also 200, 250, etc. Fair enough. Now, one important aspect. Sometimes it may be possible that people falter in this statement itself. It's a range. This statement is talking about the range, underlined in green statement. That's talking about the range. You get this framework. That range can be misunderstood sometimes. That is what is giving me the framework to start with. That's giving me the framework. What is it saying? A snake can be kept in a basket only if conditional sentences in language. If the conditional sentences are not clear, you better pick up your grammar book, learn about the conditional statements. Learn about conditional statements. It's very, very important because a lot of people make mistake because of the failure to understand the conditional sentences. There is a difference between using if, there is a difference between using only if, there is a difference between using if and only if and only if, right? So all these languages make sense. If I use in a sentence, if I use a if, it's different. If I use only if, it is different. If I use if and only if, that's also going to be different, right? Yeah. Similarly, either or is different. Either or is different. Simple or is different. Either A or B is different from A or B. So now, see, if I don't have a clarity in the language, there is highly likely chances that you will not be able to do well when you reach a couple of sentences. That's my view. So get your grammar right. You are not getting the grammar right because the CAT asks a grammar, or in CAT there is no grammar question. You get the grammar right because the entire entire paper of CAT is in English. So therefore, critical understanding or a better understanding comes provided my grammar and vocab are in place, right? We don't do vocab or grammar because all of those questions asked in that exam or they are not asked in that exam. There is no choice in the matter. Whole of the paper, all it knows, so be it 20 pages or 30 pages, how many PDFs it will run into, I'm not sure. So all of that is printed in English and everything has to be read critically and in one go you should be able to understand. That's possible if the grammar and vocab is right in place. That's my view. That's my view. No, I'm not here to educate you what is the difference between this and this, what is the difference between if, only, if, all of it. I gave that idea because I've seen students misunderstanding it from my experience of 14 years. I'm telling you this, you better all know. So go back and smoothen that particular area. Nevertheless, in a question, if it comes, I will kind of make it clear to you all if it is required, if that is required. Nevertheless, all coming to this, only if the diameter of the basket is maximum of, it's a phrase, the phrase started here, maximum of 100 meter less or a maximum of 100 meter more. All right, maximum of 100 meter less or maximum of 100 meter more. Meaning, if I have a basket of 300 centimeter diameter, if I have a basket of 300 centimeter diameter, 100 meter less means it can take snake of 200 centimeter length, or it can also go take the snake of length 300-400 centimeter length. It can take all the snakes between 200 and 400. That's the meaning of this phrase, starting saying that a maximum of 100 meters less and a maximum of 100 meter more. 100 meter less and 100 meter more, it is trying to say that if you have a basket of size 300 centimeter diameter, it can take a snake of length up to 200 centimeter and it can take a snake of length up to 400 centimeter, which means which are the snakes here? 200 centimeter is fine, 250 centimeter is fine, 300 centimeter is fine, 350 centimeter is fine, 400 centimeter is fine. Point is, if you have a basket of size 300 centimeter radius, it can take any of these 5 snakes. All right, any of these 5 snakes. That is the meaning out there. I hope that statement was very, very important. If I understood this particular statement, then what happens here? Now I will go basket wise. I will go basket wise or snake wise, doesn't matter which way you go. Basket of 200 will take like a snake of length 200. It can take 250. It can take 300, but it cannot take 350. Why? For 200, the range was for 200. If the basket of 200, the range was 100 less means up to 100, 100 more means up to 300. It can take snakes of length 100 to 300, but I don't have 100. I don't have 100. I have from 200. Therefore, 200 fits in, 250 fits in, 300 fits in, but 350 does not fit in, 400 does not fit in, 450 does not fit in. That's the meaning there. Similarly, if I have the basket, coming to the second one, I'm taking this basket. If I have a basket of size 250, it can take snakes from 150 to 350. Okay, you don't have to write so much. You understood what I'm trying to say. Just to explain it repeatedly so that, okay, the thought process is clear. I'm trying to come to this point. 250 is the basket, then 150 to 350 range. 150 to 350, all snakes between the length of 150 to 350 fit in. Which all fit in therefore? 200 fits in, 250 fits in, 300 fits in, 350 fits in. All these snakes come between the range of 150 to 300. The other 2 snakes don't fit in. See, that is the idea author is trying to drill. Fair enough. Similarly, if I go to a basket of size 300 length, if I go to a basket of length 300, say what does not all these 200 to 400 fit in except this. Fair enough. So let me come to another basket of 350. If you look at basket of 350, what fits in is 250 to 450. 250 to 450. Therefore, you say that 200 does not fit in. Rest everything else fits in here. Similarly, for 400, These two won't fit in. All right, from 300 onwards, everything fits in. All right, do you to go 300 onwards, everything fits in. All right. So coming to basket of 450, the first three don't fit in. The remaining, all right, they all fit in. In the sense, if you have a snake of length 200, listen carefully. If you have a snake of length 200, you can place it in basket 200. You can place it in basket 250, or you might have placed it in basket 300. I have absolutely no idea at this point in time. Similarly, where did you place the snake of length 300? It can go into box of 300, basket 250, basket 300, basket 350, basket 400. It has five choices. This snake can be kept in five ways. But which one is true between this? I have absolutely no idea. All right, fair enough. First, give me the confirmation that this statement is clear, everyone. This underlined, green underlined statement is clear. I explained what it means to us because that itself can be misunderstood sometimes. The very beginning of the puzzle, that itself there are chances that could be misunderstood, and because of which we end up getting into the wrong answer. And since every question is starting with if, I get a framework. I'm developing the framework. I'm in the process of developing the framework. Is this clear? So far clear? All good? So far clear? Everything going good so far? All right. Gulafsha is fine. Keval Sumit is there. Okay, good, good. Punyashlok, it's clear. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Fair enough. So now let's take a look at this. Now let's take a look at this. Okay. Now that the framework is clear, shall I give you 2 minutes and can you put these four sentences in place? Let's see how much you can put it. Shall I give you 2 minutes now that there is a framework, because some of you might not have thought till here, let's assume. Now that I took you midway through it, which means in the swimming pool, we are in the middle of the swimming pool, right? So I'm trying to say that, hey, take 2 more minutes. You might not be able to answer the questions, but will you make sense of these four statements and do some more study on this? Take 2 minutes. I'll give 2 minutes midway. I'm training your mind. I don't want your mind to become parasitic, feed on others' mind. So let me train. Not happens, we will come back and do it. Yeah, go ahead. Try to make sense of those four statements. And using that, if you want to take a look at couple of questions, you can take a look at couple of questions, no problem. But first, try and see how these statements can make sense, how much they can make sense. Hmm. All right, guys. Good. Yeah, good, Mr. Mahapatra. Fine. All right. Now listen. All right. Now do this. Let's do this together. Fine. You would have done something there. I can't see it if it is a physical classroom. I'd have walked across the aisle. So when I walk across the aisle, I know that who is doing what, right? So here it is not possible. So there are some advantages and disadvantages, all of which, all right, doesn't matter. Okay, so but then yeah, that is the truth there. Now, so very important point. All right, now a lot of people, because of their understanding of the language, that the way they understand it, they don't understand that cannot means impossible. Impossible. Cannot means impossible. You may think that, sir, why you are teaching this? Because in my experience, I've seen this. I've seen this. For some reason, people Can means possible, cannot means impossible. Because they forget that it is impossible, their understanding gets something different. Impossible is a very strong word, right? Impossible is a very strong word. So the way, although possible may not be very strong word, because impossible is a very, very strong word. So such strong words, if we can't understand, that's what I mean by the critical reading. When we don't understand such strong words used in the language, then we fail to understand author's intent. That is my view there. Coming to this, any which ways, hereafter, whenever you see cannot means impossible. We are in an impossible situation. What is that author trying to communicate here? Cobra. It is impossible to put cobra in 200 centimeter disc. Point is simple. If it is impossible to put cobra in this basket, if it is impossible to put cobra in this basket, then this should be cobra, this should be cobra, or this should be cobra. Or let snake of length 350 should be cobra, or 400 should be cobra, or 450 should be cobra. That is what he's trying to communicate. Very, very simple. Because I can put the snake of length 200 in the basket 200. It is possible. Why you are saying it's impossible? It is possible because there is a blank. Hey, can I put this snake of length 250 in a basket 200? It's possible. That's why you put the blank there. All right, now can I put the snake of length 300 in a basket 200? Yes, it is possible. That is why you left the blank. It is possible. I'm not saying that which one. It is possible. Impossible is what you crossed it. Whenever you understood the situation impossible, that is what you already crossed in your framework. So which means, what is the first point author trying to say? Author is trying to say that, man, it is impossible to put the cobra in 200 centimeter, which means cobra, length of the cobra is either 350, or the length of the cobra is 400, or length of the cobra is 450. Look, after reading the language, if we fail to understand this, we need to really work on the language skills. Somewhere we need to really work on the language skills. We are not getting anywhere together as a team. We are not getting anywhere. I'm making you sensitive to this because a lot of people think that only in English I need to read the language critically. No, my friend, entire CAT paper is in English and entire paper has to be read critically. Where is the choice in the matter? There is no choice in the matter. You misunderstand something, we simply take more time to resolve the issue. That is my point there. Okay, that is my second important point, right? While doing the framework, so cannot, a lot of people don't understand this phrase. Cannot means it's an impossible situation. Pretty strong. All right, it's a very strong word. Somebody trying to say that it's impossible is very, very strong to me. For everybody, for everybody. Some words are very strong, right? So this is one of the very strong words. Now this is trying to tell me that cobra, length of the cobra is either 350 or 400 or 450. Fair enough. All right, that's good. All right, that's therefore, all right, that's for 450. Let's come there. Okay, yeah. Then second one is, and is shorter than. Cobra is shorter than racer. Cobra is shorter than racer, which means the last one cannot be cobra. Because if cobra is shorter than racer, if you write cobra here, where will racer go at this point in time? Which means at the end of the first sentence, you understand that the length of the cobra is either 350 centimeters or it is going to be 400 centimeters. That is the meaning of the first statement. And below which comes the racer, which means there is a cobra. Cobra is lesser in length when compared with racer. Fair enough. Let us keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind. Let's come to the one of the statements. Now that we know something about the racer, can I directly jump to the racer where there is some more information? That is how the logic is tackled, which means you take an eye span completely. You never read word by word. You just look at the full page and see that, hey, I have something about cobra. I know something about the racer. Can I quickly see if that cat word makes sense? It might not make sense. You might go to racer and read this and it might not make any sense there. That's also quite possible. All right, that's also quite possible. All right, I'm not saying that all right, it is going to be there. All right, no, but it might be quite possible that it might not make sense. But all right, but nevertheless, you will always revisit that. You visit it once. I visited this. Racer is shorter than viper but longer than typhoon. Okay, racer is shorter than viper, which means viper fellow is better than this. All right, racer is shorter than viper. So I'll be continuing this because racer was already there. Racer is shorter than viper. At the same time, racer is taller than, all right, racer is taller than typhoon. Fair enough. So now let me come to this critical statement here. Let me come to this critical statement. What does this mean? This means that cobra, I had two positions. After cobra, I need a position for racer. After racer, I need a position for viper. So which simply implies that this is cobra, this is racer, and this is viper. So that is what author is trying to tell from the first and the fourth statement put together. Okay, someone give me a quick confirmation that it's all going good. Did you understand the framework? How beautifully it was set. See, if you don't understand this statement impossible, it is very difficult to unlock. That's a critical reading. Now I'm not teaching any language here. Is this making sense? Clear so far? Clear so far? The first statement was so critical. It is impossible to put Cobra in 200. If somebody understands that statement, getting the framework was very easy here. Of course, you have to first get that grid, right? That would be a more suitable way to put this. Good, good, nice, nice, nice. Most of you are getting this. Brilliant, brilliant. All right, okay, okay. Done. All right, that is more or less done. So this statement is clarified. Okay, clarified. Nevertheless, all right, let's now go to the second and the fourth statement. Let's now go to second and fourth statement. Rest is taken care. Second and third. Sorry, second and third. Okay, it's given. Typhoon and crate have a difference of 50 centimeters in their length. Viper can be put in either of the two biggest baskets only. Anyway, third one is not making sense. Well, third one is a dummy statement. That question also can be asked. If you say that which of the following statement is redundant, see that also CAT asks such questions, right? So they give four conditions and they will give these four sentences as the answer options. Which of the following statements need not be used? Already, without using that, you would have still got the answered all the questions. Like that, one more question can be asked. In that case, the question 3 is redundant. Viper can be put in either of the two biggest baskets only. Anyway, it has been already put in the biggest basket. Why this statement is required is put in either of the two biggest baskets. In the sense, while you are doing this kind of journey, understand that there may be one statement which may not be used, and CAT has a habit of asking that also, saying that because some people don't understand this. Alright, they would have just used which they used, what they didn't use. They don't keep tab of that information, and suddenly they end up with one question saying that which statement is not used here. Point is, statement number 3 is redundant. You don't have to use it. Alright, because Viper is already put in the largest basket. Why do you need the third statement? Third statement is just not required. Fair enough. Now let's go to second statement. That's the only statement. Typhon and crate have a difference of 50 centimeter in their length. Very simple. So I can give it to Typhon, crate, and I can interchange also. In that case, this will become the Python. Palette 300 becomes the Python, or this can be interchanged. Typhon and crate can be interchanged as well. I'm not denying it. Similarly, Python, I can write it here. Then Typhon and crate can be interchanged between this. Solid, they can be interchanged between this. So don't know. So any which ways, keep that in mind. The first three positions are not known. The last three positions are known. All these ifs and buts are because of the first three positions. All these ifs and buts could be maybe because of the first three positions. Let's now take a look at the question. Now, second question is the sitter. Second question is the sitter. Second question number 2 is the sitter. Let me come to this. Why second one is called as a sitter? Which means without doing all this arrangement here, without getting into all this arrangement, had you just got this framework, right? Which means the earlier, this crosses, had you just got this particular framework, second question could have been answered. Such questions are called as sitters. CAT is a beautiful way of doing this. Hey, even if you got this framework, buddy, I will reward you. Call it, what is the reward? Reward is at least I'll give one or two questions based on that, because you got this, get things going. You get the things going, you will get an answer. So you need to be mindful about such questions. Therefore, I say that read the questions beforehand. Let's see that why this is called as a sitter. Let's see this. If none of the snakes have been put into the basket having a diameter equal to its length, which means in this question, author is saying that snake of 200 does not go into 200, 250 does not. So snake of 250 does not go into 250, snake of 300 does not get into 300. He's saying that put these additional crosses also. Okay, I put these additional crosses. Now the question is, how many snakes can is a possibility. How many snakes can be put into 350 centimeter basket? Fair enough. 350. The snake of length 250 can go. Snake of length 300 can go. Second box. Let snake of length 400 can go. Snake of length 450 can go. Which means there are 4 boxes empty there. You will say that 4 snakes can go there. Simple one. This is called as a sitter. To do this setter, should I know that cobra goes in, cobra length is 350, alright, the viper length is 450? Should I have to know that? Of course not. You don't have to know this. Such questions are called as sitter. See, if you don't have the habit of reading the questions, you will never understand there was a sitter there. So if you know, understand it, and at least if you make the framework, you know that hey, there was a question which was a sitter which I can answer now, and at least you would have answered the question number 2, although you were failed to answer the other questions because you could not understand the word cannot means impossible. The word cannot means impossible. That was the starting point of the puzzle. If you fail to understand this, probably you don't have get on to the further part of the arrangement. Okay, fair enough. The sitter is clear, everyone. Everyone, sitter is clear. Give a quick understanding that the sitter is clear to all of us. Question 2 is clear. The sitter is clear. Sitter is clear. You need to know that. Why I'm giving that orientation is, don't tend to believe that you have to arrange everything before you do the questions. No, that's not how the cat sets the questions. Sometimes yes, generally no. All right, generally if you just get the going, you got something unlocked, you will get some reward for unlocking that portion. You unlock some more portion, you'll get rewarded for it. You will unlock further portion, you get rewarded for it. That's how the design of the questions are. Generally they think a lot, and then they kind of come to such a design. Fair enough, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Now let's go to one of the questions. Let's say that question number one. Let's go to question number one. If the 450 centimeter basket was brought along with the imported snake, there was a statement about the imported snake. Hey, where was that? All right. Now, yeah, here. All right. There was this statement. One of the snakes is imported and it is longer than 350 centimeters. Imported snake is longer than 350 centimeters. Trust me, some people misunderstand this statement also. You may laugh it at me. You may laugh out at me saying that people can misunderstand this statement also. Yes. Okay. If I say this, one of the snakes is imported and it is longer than 350, they will think that this can also be imported. This is imported. This can also be imported. Wrong. It is very clearly said that it is longer than. I'm saying that it's a very trivia, but when people don't read critically, when it is said longer than 350, they take 350 also. This snake also they will consider. Please don't consider that. Okay, I know that. I know that you don't do it. But yes, people have done that. All right, people have done that in the past and they come back and say that I made a silly mistake. Come on, all right, now read language critically. You will not make such silly mistakes. Why do you brand it under silly mistakes? You make a mistake and brand it as silly mistake. Never do that. Okay. Anyway, so therefore imported snake solid now can be these two can be the imported snakes technically. That's what author is trying to say. Good enough. Okay, coming to first question. Therefore, if the 450 centimeter basket was bought along with the imported snake, it was bought along with the imported snake. Which of the following can be the imported snake, right? Which of the following? 450 basket was bought along with the imported snake, which means, can I put R in a 450 basket? Yeah, I can put this also. Hey, can I put Viper also in a 450 basket? I can put this one also. Which means what? Either I can put a racer in a 450 basket because basket is fixed. Imported snake was brought along with this basket, but what all can go now? Because here already one statement was given, right? So imported snake has to be, all it has a length of minimum 400, which means it can be either it is going to be racer or it is going to be Viper. Both can fit in here. So therefore he said that can. The word is can. Can means possibility. Don't try the answer as cannot be determined. Can means possibility. Since it's a possibility, racer is coming as an answer. Viper is not there in the choice. Therefore, mark the answer as racer. C becomes the choice. Okay, yeah. So now take the credit for the remaining two questions. You quickly put the answer to question number 3 and 4. Look at the data, put the answers to question 3 and 4 and you take the credit and we are done. Yeah, you take the credit. Put the answer there for 3 and 4. I did most of the work, but I don't mind giving the credit to you. Yeah, put the answers, at least get the right answers because people make mistakes there also. That's what I'm worried about. Quickly put the answer. Oh, question not visible. All right. Yeah, Mohit, I moved the question. It should be fine now. Hmm. Good, good. Mm, very good. Good. Yeah. Nice. Picking the right answers. Very good. Brilliant. Yeah. Let's take a look at the third one. If all the snakes have been put in the basket equal to their length, which of the following can be the diameter of crate's basket, right? Okay. Because I said that here already now either already know here either Typhon or crate can come in here, which means Typhon can be here or crate can be here, right? That can be here. So here also Typhon can be there or crate can be there. Now look, crate can come here also. All right, Typhon or crate can come here also. Typhon both crate. So for me, my point is crate can come here, crate can come here, and crate can come here because you are putting the respective snakes, which means Cobra is coming here, 350 goes into 350. So under this case, all right, now so here Racer will come here and Viper will come here. The first three positions are not clear. First three positions are not clear. If you really want to understand in the first position what can go, in the first position what can go, either T can go or K can go or P can go. In the second position, either T can go or K can go. In the third position, either T can go or K can go or P can go. Any of this can go in the sense. So if I were to conclude this, K can go in this basket, K can go in the second basket, and K can go in the third basket. That is 200 or 250 or 350. The word clearly says that, or that word clearly says that can. Which of the following can be the diameter? So I will look for 200, 250 and 350. 200 and 250 are not there. 200 and 250 are not there, but 300 is there. Therefore, 300 becomes my answer. Very good. However, when you look at the next question, if all the snakes have been put in the basket equal to their length, which is the shortest snake? Shortest snake can be either T or it can be K or it can be P. Any of the three can be the shortest snake. It can be either T or K or P. Answer is cannot be determined because it's a very definitive question. Which is the shortest snake? He didn't say that which can be the shortest snake. Can I can answer. Possibility I can answer. Which is definitive. All it's definitive. Definite I don't. Definite I don't know. Earlier you said can, I can answer. If you ask the earlier third question also, if you want to make it definite, my answer is I don't know. So I need to understand the question. Is it definite in nature or is it a possibility in nature? Sometimes possibility questions we may be able to answer. All right, definite nature of questions we may not be able to answer. Fair enough. All right. So if you want to put it to the perspective, number one, we talked about this conditional statement, importance of conditional statement, how this phrase of maximum of something and something helps us to develop the framework. It just helps us to develop the framework, but it will not allow us to freeze the elements inside the framework. Then we understood the importance of the word cannot, all right, because a lot of people do not take that word seriously. All right, it has to be dealt with utmost seriousness. So that is another thing. And then we arrived at certain matrix. This matrix, all right, now there was a matrix. Based on this matrix, there was a sitter. First you finish that sitter, then you look at the other words, and while reading the questions as well, be very careful. Are we talking about the possibility or are we talking about certainty? Let's be very careful between these particular parameters. Okay, your suggestions or anything that you would like to put, you can put there. This is your time. You can put some suggestions or whatever that you would like to comment, or put some comments out there. So it's in the live chat, you can put it now. So after the lecture, if you want to put your comments, you can put those particular comments in the comments column of the lecture. And also this is the time, all quick announcements. So tonight we'll be continuing the alligation mixture study tonight at 10 p.m. But if you have not done the part 1, please do the part 1 before you do the part 2, because part 2 we already talked about 2 types. We said that there are 3 key types. We already did the type 1 and we did the type 2 in part 1. Right, in part 1 we did both these types. So we'll be doing part 3 type 3 followed by CAT questions. Type 3 followed by CAT questions is what we'll be doing in today's lecture, part 2. So therefore, if you have the intention of attending the part 2, I'll give the search as CAT Ninjas. Just give the search as CAT Ninjas. CAT Ninjas 1.0. Do this search. So you will come with some playlist. All right, there. All right, you can go and take a look at this. Take a look at the allegations mixture part 1, which was done yesterday. Right? Yeah. Tomorrow we'll be doing the special class that is on the Unacademy app. Unacademy app will be doing this on the Unacademy app. If you have not got your logins, you are not subscribed, already use the code Belvi100 and subscribe to those particular. Subscribe to that. We are doing tomorrow at 12 instead of 2 in the afternoon. We are doing at 12 and we are doing at 8, advanced by 2 hours. Right? Generally, our lectures are at 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. On special class, I'm advancing it by 2 hours, which becomes 12 in the afternoon, and it becomes 8 in the evening. We are kind of advancing it, right? Just take note of this. A note of this. So idea of the special class, you will also get the lecture notes, whatever I'm doing in the lecture. You'll also kind of get this lecture note there. Yeah, and also you can press this bell icon. So you can search for my lecture, press this bell icon so that you will always get the notification whenever I'm taking this particular lecture. If you have not liked the lecture yet and you did genuinely felt that yes, the inputs are good, so you are satisfied, and yes, it made sense to the value for your time, probably this is the time you put the like button. Don't hesitate to put the like button. If the heart says that yes, we liked it, we kind of understood, or let no, put the like button, share it with your friends as well. Let them also come and attend, or let we can do the lectures together. It will be a lot more fun to do it together, right? Yeah. So that's pretty much. Yeah, let me now go to some of your comments. What are the comments there? Yeah, Puneshlok, you tried to, yes, revive, rephrase it. Keval, don't worry, right? So Keval, don't worry, it comes by certain amount of practice. If you're doing the lectures or it offline, what you also kind of do is, which means now you're doing it live. If you're doing it non-live, what you also kind of do is, if you're doing non-live, take sufficient time. Try to already now fight against that particular question, be it quant, be it LR, be it verbal. Try to fight it. Fighting is one way to build the skill set. If you don't fight, it will not build the skill set. It will not build your brain, right? Yeah, that's probably one thing that you may have to do. Don't immediately look for the solution. Fight it out. That fight will develop you. Okay. Yeah. Don't worry if you're not able to do it. That's where the inputs comes in the picture. So take those inputs, then fight once you get those inputs. Right. That's what you should be doing, Keval. Yeah. Gulab Shah, where to get these kind of questions? All these are previous year CAT questions. Now from 1992 onwards, all CAT questions are available, and everybody who creates the question is more or less tweaking the CAT question itself. That's my view. I've seen sufficient questions. That is my view. Just if you have the 1992 to 2020 CAT papers are there in between. Yes, from 2009 onwards, it's all memory based. 2009 to 15, I think it was memory based. Papers were not available. But otherwise, official papers are always available. Right? Yeah. Right. Good. Good. Yes, it will be a live lecture. Yeah, only live lecture. What I'm saying is the live lectures. That's right, Keval. These are all live lectures. Live lectures. Fair enough. I think most of it I did it. Great. All right. Most of your questions I answered. If anything is there, you can always put it in the comment. Right. You can always share those things in the comment. All right. Here comes the closure comments. Closure comments. So on 25th, from 25th onwards, there are three kinds of batches which are getting going to be launched on the Plus platform. So one is MHCET, the other one is CAT 22 and CAT 2021, and some of the finest educators are handling these particular courses. So you can take a look, and if you are trying to take any structured course, I'll always use the code Belvi 100. So whenever the code comes, use the code Belvi 100. That could be encouraging to both of us, right? Yeah, and moving on. CAT Iconic one-to-one live mentorship. Some of the mentors, some mentoring is generally done with the toppers of CAT 2020. CAT 2020 students will also be involved in mentoring about how they have cracked it and how they might suggest they might have certain suggestions for your problems, and you will get time to interface and speak to them. That's CAT Iconic. You can subscribe for that as well. Limited edition offer if you're especially looking for CAT 22 or CAT 23. These offers make sense. 12 months program, 12 months subscription comes with 3 months subscription free. Similarly, 2-year subscription comes with 3 months subscription free. So whenever you're taking a subscription or downloading an app, whatever you're doing, all it use the code Belvi 100. So wherever the code comes there, all it now use that code. That would be encouraging to both of us. Okay, campus ambassadors. Hey, if you are in a college or if you are in a company and you want to become a campus, especially for the college, right? So campus ambassadors. So there are certain incentives. So, and as you enroll, you will get to understand what is the kind of role and what is expected out of you. And there are a lot of goodies and the gadgets, and you will also get the certificate from the Unacademy. So all of this. So if you take part in the campus ambassador program. A big surprise, yes. All right. So there is a mega event this particular weekend. That is on August 29th at 12 p.m. There is a mega combat. All right. That's nothing but you will write a scholarship test, CAT mega combat. scholarship test, and there are a lot of freebies available. So if you kind of get into the top scores out there. So that's briefly about today, and I will see you tonight at 10 p.m. With the allegation mixture part 2, right? Yeah. Yes, Punyaslokia, what is the previous question? If you have to ask previous question, you can quickly ask. I didn't understand. Hmm. Quick, quick, quick. If you are there, you can ask me now. Okay. Put it in the comment. Otherwise, you just put it in the comment. I will come back and answer this. Cobra cannot go into 200 centimeter basket, right? Cobra cannot means impossible, right? Cobra is impossible to get in. So when you had these blanks, that's the very first statement, right? So you had this already, this framework was ready. So even before you read that particular statement, this framework was ready, right? This was ready. So this much you knew that things cannot get into this, right? Which means snake of length 350 cannot go into 200 basket of 200 like this. You are ready. So the first statement, cobra cannot be put in 200 centimeter basket means what, right? So this is cobra. This can be cobra because this cannot go inside this. This cannot go inside this 200 basket. These are the things which cannot go. So therefore, these are the three possibilities for cobra. I hope it made sense because that's what you meant by the cross. You put the cross, and if you don't understand what is that cross, how does it make sense, isn't it? Yeah, that's the meaning of that cross. So why did you leave this blank? You left this blank because it's possible. Possible. Snake of length 200 can get into basket. It can get into this basket. This can get into this basket. All right. Yeah. Okay. So any comments, Solid, you can always put this in the comments column. I will come back and comment it, or you can use the Telegram group, what I showed in the beginning. So you can use this and you can tag me there. You can tag me in the Telegram group. So I will come back and address your query, right? Because of paucity of time. So I will close the lecture here, use the Telegram group and tag me there. So I will come back and answer. Great. All right. Now here we go. So I will see you at night 10 p.m. Bye till then. Stay blessed. Keep working hard.